Podcasting.
All righty. Sorry. You started off.
I'm Christian, and this is Tijuana Smalls. This is the Adventure Media Podcast. We are here at the start of Unreal Adventure 2024, presented by Skyjacker Suspensions. I am Christian.
And I am Trent. And we are at, we have finished check-in day. So everybody that's here has checked in, and they are officially on Unreal Adventure, which starts tomorrow morning. And we are with one of our invited readers, whose name is Greg Smith.
Hello.
Greg, tell us a little bit about what you're driving.
So it's a 1996 Lexus LX450. About 2 years ago, I really went all in on it and basically cut it in half, fabricated the back firewall, two framed the back half, did an exo cage, pulled the stock motor, which was a 4.5 liter inline six, and did a 6.2 LS in it, and a 6L80 behind it, an Atlas 3.8-to-1 transfer case. I had already done the 1 tons before that, so that's got the suspension I kind of did maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
That's pretty much unchanged. But the last big step was 2 years ago, was the kind of ute or whatever you want to call it.
So it evolved up to a point, and then you just said, well, let's go.
I kind of thought about building it into a modified class for King of the Hammers, but I was like, there were a lot of restrictions on it, and I really got tired of, I called it the Japanese school bus going down the trail, and it would drag everything. And I really, you had to kind of keep the stock bodiness of it for the KOH class. And I was like, I don't want to follow a rule set. I just kind of want to do what I want to do. And so I went down that path.
Nice.
I gotcha. So it was an SUV.
Yeah.
It was a nice SUV.
Did we roll it really bad? What made us back half this thing?
I mean, small little dents and dings, but nothing bad. It was just, honestly, I was in Colorado, like, I don't know, I guess 3 years ago or so. And we're at 12,000-ish feet or something. And I'm like on obstacles. I'm floored, and it's not going anywhere. It's just the tires aren't moving. It just doesn't have the power. It doesn't have the gearing. And I was like, okay, I want to go all in on it and make it do the things that I want it to do.
So we back-tapped it.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, so now it's on, I think you said full coilovers.
Yeah, 14-inch coilovers all the way around, 3-link front, double triangulated 4-link rear, 70-75 aluminum lowers. Yeah.
That thing's pretty sick.
Sick.
Yeah. And working air conditioning.
Yep, working AC, working heat,
Yeah,
power windows, power locks.
Well, and the working
power
AC
mirrors.
may explain itself somewhat because you hail from
Texas.
where in Texas?
DFW. Fort Worth.
DFW. Yeah. It's guys, it's hot there. It's hot and sticky.
Yep.
For sure.
And I kind of want to be able to wheel it year round, although my buddies don't.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, what got you into four-wheeling in the first place?
Probably, well, I don't know. I've been in riding dirt bikes for 30 odd years, and it's always been into off-road. My brother bought a Jeep a while ago, and he started going off-roading with it, and he let me drive it some. I enjoyed it, and I was like, okay, I want to do this, but I want to do it on my own. I want to have my own vehicle and not have to, follow along.
Sure. Okay. All right.
So you've wheeled the snot out of that thing frequently.
Can you tell?
Yeah. How about on-road driving? So you drove here today. How far did you drive it today?
I think it was like 380 miles. And since I've done the engine, trans, back half, exo cage, all that stuff, this is the first time, minus the past week, that it's been on the highway. So I had doubts about the transmission going into this, and I made a judgment call. I was like, I don't think the trans that's in it that was rebuilt like 2 years ago was gonna last. And so I brought it to a guy, and he said, yeah, like this, it was toast. It wasn't gonna make it. So,
Oh, wow.
So I'm glad I did that.
Good for you.
And it was missing parts inside of it, and so that's a whole thing. And then the programming on it to start with was really bad. It was like the torque converter was never locking up in 4, 5, and 6 because it had like stock tire size and gear ratios.
Oh
input.
yeah,
So
it doesn't know what's going on.
So I would have had been going 150 miles an hour for for the torque converter to ever lock up.
Right.
So that was a good thing. But so that meant I really didn't have it on the road until Sunday a week ago.
Oh boy.
So I had a lot of unknowns of like the rear mount radiator. It's fine on the trail when you're going, miles an hour or 30 or 40 miles an hour. It's fine.
Sure.
But 70 miles an hour,
You're
I think
doing
it's
a lot more heat.
I think it's like a low pressure zone, I think, behind the cab, and it's not getting the airflow through it. So I built I call it a pizza oven because of the Domino's thing.
Of course.
But
we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. So that got a lot more air through the radiator. That dropped water temps 15, 20 degrees. And then I had the transmission retuned and the engine kind of fine-tuned. I'm still troubleshooting a kind of an intermittent power loss thing that I don't know. Not quite sure what it is, but it'll be fine.
Is that why you smell like gas right
Yeah,
now?
that's
Okay.
why.
He does smell like
Parking
gas,
lot
but-
wrenching on UA. There's nothing
Yeah.
like.
which is not the worst smell that you can smell in
Yeah,
the parking lot.
hey,
I mean,
if I were to
I
buy a
would, I would
cologne-
prefer it over many others. I'm just saying.
So yeah, I just changed fuel filter. I can see fuel pressure on my vehicle, and 58 is what it calls for. It's been dipping down 56, 55, which I kind of attributed to maybe the altitude or something like that. I don't know if
We're not that high right now.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, we were at 7. I have no idea.
We might be 1,200 feet.
Okay, yeah,
Maybe.
well,
Yeah.
I was thinking we were higher than that, but
No.
Well, Texas.
But so
Yeah.
at some points, we were at like 7,000 feet, and I'm like, oh well, like elevation is like 3% per 1,000 feet of elevation, and I was like, maybe that's it. But like, I pull over to the side of the road, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then the power's back, and it's fine. And it's not temperature related. Like my water temps can be 195, trans temps can be 140. All that stuff can be fine, but I don't know. We changed.
And you told me in a separate conversation that it's not necessarily a key cycle. And
Yeah,
we,
and I
we haven't
haven't-
even really determined like what the time frame is before it gets
Yeah,
happy again.
exactly. And like I've tried to experiment that, but it's intermittent, so it's only so many opportunities you get to figure out of what it takes to make it happy again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Changed fuel filter. Fuel pressure went back up to 58 without adjusting the fuel pressure regulator.
Okay.
So and it looked dark. So
hopefully
hope,
that's
hope,
not a
hope,
problem.
hope,
Hopefully.
yeah, hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll have about 1,200 miles to figure it out. in the next
Exactly,
week.
exactly.
And well, like,
And you'll be diagnosing it along the way potentially.
yeah, well, and I even got a updated tune midday today because I was logging, and he changed fuel enrichment some. So I kind of sent him 2 logs of when it was good and when it was bad,
Mhm.
and it's not pulling timing. So and I don't know.
We can do a carburetor swap on
Yeah,
that.
I was
right?
gonna say,
Just
we
a
can put a
couple-
carburetor. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be nice and easy.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to apply for Unreal Adventure?
I wanted to get outside of my comfort zone, which is, I mean, kind of all of what off-roading is, I feel. But I hadn't done anything that was like multi-day. It's always like, we'll go to a park and then, you wheel for the day, and then I have a crawler hauler, so we sleep in a camper at night, and it's all cush. And
Roughing it.
and if you break something, you put it on the trailer. That's one of the things, like with the transmission, I always have my doubts about it, but it was like, if it blows up,
Yeah, you wait.
at a
Flight to
park,
failure.
You rake the parts on the trailer and go home.
yeah, exactly, and deal with it later.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do like a multi-day, kind of test myself, test the rig. And I'd done the Rubicon before years ago, and that's a whole, I could go on about that. But it was like, I think there were fires at the time, so we had to be in and out same day, and that really killed the
Yeah,
the
that makes
joy.
vibe of being
I've
on
done
the-
it, but that's not fun.
Yeah,
That's
it was
a full day.
It's a grind.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a grind, and it wasn't.
Versus like we've got trips on the Rubicon where we've taken
3
3,
days.
4 days.
Yeah.
Just leisurely,
Same here.
as much fun as we can. So
Yeah,
that's a shame.
But yeah, I want to looking forward to some hard trails and road miles and seeing if this thing holds up.
Well, you'll get that this week.
Yeah. So do you have obviously you've looked at some of the past videos or whatever. Do you have an expectation in your mind as to what's coming this week?
I feel like y'all have been going harder and harder. And I know Arizona has some hard stuff.
I think we invented hardcore rock crawling
Yeah.
down here.
I've heard also. Well, I guess I can't talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, you have some inside information?
Well,
Potentially.
Yeah.
No, I get it. No, that's cool. Well, yeah. Have you? Did I already ask you this? Have you wheeled in this part of the country before?
Not here. Utah, Colorado, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Texas, California.
Okay, so you've been around.
Yeah.
What's your
But-
usual stomping grounds? Where do you normally wheel?
Oklahoma and Texas.
Okay.
Rugged
Yeah,
Mountain
yeah.
Ranch. Y'all went there.
Oh, yeah.
You did go
Oh,
there.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
good place.
I don't know if that was
Dempsey.
maybe 2 years ago. Yeah.
K2.
Yep.
Yeah,
K2,
yeah,
Wolf
yeah.
Caves. Went to Hot Springs probably like
Hot Spring. That's I helped
months ago
start
now.
that off-road park.
Yeah.
Years and years and years.
Yeah,
and
the
years ago.
Unreal Adventure Trail there.
Yeah. Well, it's yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
different name.
Yeah.
That one.
Yep. But yeah, that was so that trail is named Ultimate Adventure because we were the first group to run that trail after it had been opened.
Okay.
At that time.
Yeah, I kind of
So-
figured. I mean,
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
namesake that y'all had something to do with it.
Yep. We didn't break it. There were other guys that actually had broken the trail
Yeah.
or whatever, but we were the first group that ran it, and
Yeah.
so they named it after us, which
Yeah.
is super cool.
Yeah. Also, Green Acres in Oklahoma. I haven't been there in a while,
That place
but
is
that's
rad,
very
too.
similar to Rugged Mountain.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, cool. Anything else, Christian?
No, it sounds like you got the off-road side down, and we'll just work
Yeah.
on getting you the,
Yeah,
street,
I knew
the
it.
street experience.
I do have one last question. What's with the Domino's thing?
I don't know. Not a big story to it. Just I thought it would be funny.
It was goofy and fun, right?
I had seen
Okay.
other vehicles that had
Did you?
different
I think
toppers.
you told me you saw it on Craigslist or something.
Yeah, like Facebook Marketplace.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I bought it for $35. And
Some,
Right.
some
it kind-
disgruntled
now
Domino's employee.
Yeah, exactly.
like,
and now it's like the rims have to match it, so I have to paint them that,
Okay.
and then like the tap up, tap down buttons on the wheel match
Nice.
that. So
Right.
whenever I see an opportunity for like red and blue, I go in on that.
Nice. Right on. All right. Well, that was Greg. Greg, I hope you have a fantastic week. It remains to be seen. I know you're kind of nursing some problems right now. Hopefully they work themselves out.
Yeah.
But
Going into this, I thought the road part was going to be the
It's usually the one
the
that
unusual.
that's
gets
smart.
people the most.
That's smart. That's smart. So, all right. Well, like I said, that's it that's another one of our readers on this year's Unreal Adventure. If you like this one, please, go ahead and click another interview and check out the behind the scenes for some of those other guys. And I forgot to add, who's your co-driver?
My girlfriend Victoria.
Okay. Oh, that's right. She's upstairs.
Yeah, she's sleeping.
Getting some shut eye. And all
Smart.
that
She's
stuff.
the smart one in the group.
Smart eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart for sure. So, all right. So, all right, guys, we will see you next time. Thanks so much.